September 11th, morning. Be ye separate. 2 Corinthians 6:17. The Christian, while in the world, is not to be of the world. He should be distinguished from it in the great object of his life. To him, to live should be Christ. Whether he eats or drinks or whatever he does, he should do all to God's glory. You may lay up treasure, but lay it up in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt, where thieves break not through nor steal. You may strive to be rich, but be it your ambition to be rich in faith and good works. You may have pleasure, but when you are merry, sing psalms and make melody in your hearts to the Lord. In your spirit, as well as in your aim, you should differ from the world. Waiting humbly before God, always conscious of his presence, delighting in communion with him, and seeking to know his will, you will prove that you are of heavenly race, and you should be separate from the world in your actions. If a thing be right, though you lose by it, it must be done. If it be wrong, though you would gain by it, you must scorn the sin for your master's sake. You must have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather reprove them. Walk worthy of your high calling and dignity. Remember, O Christian, that thou art a son of the King of Kings. Therefore keep thyself unspotted from the world. Soil not the fingers which are soon to sweep celestial strings. Let not those eyes become the windows of lust, which are soon to see the King in his beauty. Let not those feet be defiled in miry places, which are soon to walk the golden streets. Let not those hearts be filled with pride and bitterness, which are ere long to be filled with heaven and to overflow with ecstatic joy. Then rise, my soul, and soar away, above the thoughtless crowd, above the pleasures of the gay and splendors of the proud, up where eternal beauties bloom, and pleasures all divine soon, where wealth that never can come, and endless glories shine. Moody, September 11th. Now are we the sons of God, and it doth not yet appear what we shall be, but we know that when he shall appear, we shall be like him, for we shall see him as he is. 1 John 3:2. Now are we the sons of God. That is the pier upon one side of the gulf. It doth not yet appear what we shall be, but when he shall appear, we shall be like him. That is the pier on the other. How are the two to be connected? There is only one way by which the present sonship will blossom and fruit into the future perfect likeness, and that is, if we throw across the gulf, by God's help day by day, the bridge of growing likeness to himself and purity therefrom. By Alex McLaren. Bunyan, September 11th. So when they were within, they were bidden sit down and rest them. The which when they had done, those that attended upon the pilgrims in the house came into the room to see them. Evening, September 11th. Lead me, O Lord, in thy righteousness because of mine enemies. Psalm 5:8. Very bitter is the enmity of the world against the people of Christ. Men will forgive 1,000 faults in others, but they will magnify the most trivial offense in the follower of Jesus. Instead of vainly regretting this, let us turn it to account. And since so many are watching for our halting, let this be a special motive for walking very carefully before God. If we live carelessly, the lynx-eyed world will soon see it, and with its 100 tongues, it will spread the story, exaggerated and emblazoned by the zeal of slander. They will shout triumphantly, "Aha! So would we have it. See how these Christians act. They are hypocrites to a man." Thus will much damage be done to the cause of Christ, and much insult offered to his name. The cross of Christ is in itself an offense to the world. Let us take heed that we add no offense of our own. It is to the Jews a stumbling block. Let us mind that we put no stumbling blocks where there are enough already. To the Greeks it is foolishness. Let us not add our folly to give point to the scorn with which the worldly wise deride the gospel. How jealous should we be of ourselves? How rigid with our consciences? In the presence of adversaries who will misrepresent our best deeds and impugn our motives where they cannot censure our actions, how circumspect should we be? Pilgrims travel as suspected persons through Vanity Fair. Not only are we under surveillance, but there are more spies than we reck of. The espionage is everywhere, at home and abroad. If we fall into the enemy's hands, we may sooner expect generosity from a wolf or mercy from a fiend than anything like patience with our infirmities from men who spice their infidelity towards God with scandals against his people. O Lord, lead us ever, lest our enemies trip us up.